I have invited my subscribers to a server where we will train soldiers, build enormous forts, all leading up to a final all-out war to determine the greatest general. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you might think that I'm a French frog, but psych! I've been British all along. To prove the skeptics among you wrong, let's pilfer all the diamonds from South Africa. Let's also not forget to raid the natives. I set up my base in Ireland because no one in their right mind would think that a sane British person would go live on that desolate rock. While the French faction was building an intricately decorated castle, I was getting the most overpowered unit in this mod pack. Fishermen. Well, not the fishermen themselves, but the enchanted books they fish up are positively bonkers. Especially if you combine them with an XP farm. Just like that, I now have Prot 4 armor. After stationing some troops to guard my valuables, I started the Industrial Age with a fully automatic mining operation in Africa. An Irish chap called Vavarus joined my team, and I can definitely use the backup as the server continued to grow. While Vavarus started construction on our fort, I set up a courier system that would pump out enchanted books as well as dig an enormous trench around our base. During one of my patrols, I discovered that the French faction on the server had built a fort on our land. I couldn't let that offense go unanswered. Ah, look at that. The French general is cutting down some trees for his castle, huh? Deploy the men. Lads, let's have some fun beating up the French frogs, shall we?
I give up.
Joseph, at least you were historically accurate. But now I feel bad killing you. Wait, you planned that from the start. Oh, you French can eat my... While Vavarus started on the facade of our base, I created a nether portal obsidian farm. Yes, we are going to surround our castle with an obsidian wall. Once you have a colony and realize the profits to be had, you can never stop. Our new diamond mine was 100 blocks away from the South African base, so I decided to set up a peace treaty with them in case they would stumble upon our mines. Vavarus had turned our once barren perimeter into a magnificent fort and equipped hundreds upon hundreds of soldiers with the resources from our colonies. Bulgaria and some other countries tried to individually stop our rapid advance, but what can they do against our tide of soldiers? I just needed to give one command, and the server would lay at our feet. What? What are you doing? What the...
Vive la Ireland, Leo.
Vavarus, the only man I trusted on the server, had betrayed me. He had been slowly removing me from the claims of the British Empire for a while, and finally decided to spring his trap. Many great empires have crumbled because of internal strife, but thankfully I still had a chance to bring Britain back together. I had hidden basic stashes and half of our resources, including multiple maxed out sets, in my ender chest. Most importantly, I was the one who signed the treaty with South Africa, and so we teamed up. Boosted by the resources I brought, we raised an army and stole equipment from other players. Still, taking over the fortress seemed hopeless. Did I mention that we can't destroy any blocks in his claims without explosion damage? All those doubts were swept away when I saw the gates of my former castle, which we were about to attack. Our first hurdle would be the countless archers raining down arrows. Thanks to Monkey's bombardment of the wall, I successfully reached the blind spot of the base, an unclaimed chunk. This would allow me to build a ramp leading up to the walls. Vavarus harassed me for a bit, but the siege assault from Monkey luckily took most of his attention. After countless attempts, I was back on the oh-so-familiar walls again.
What? I can't attack the soldiers! I actually can't attack the soldiers!
That wasn't exactly true. Instead, that madman had hired even more soldiers, which caused the server to have a stroke.
Oh fuck, if I fall in the middle of that mob, I'm dead.
I only managed to escape from the mob with a speed potion, but it was clear that killing all his troops like we had planned to wasn't an option anymore.
There's so many of them.
Oh my god, do you see that? Do you see me? I'm actually getting
it's because I just brought them after you, Leo. We're coming.
No.
Get them, boys.
No.
Get them. Make them run. Make them run. Yeah, the walls were well made.
The war would be won if all enemy players were killed once, so we had our numerical advantage at least.
No!
Golden!
It was so loud.
There's one for the pot. One
Okay,
for the pot.
No worries, we still have 2 play.
What?
The 2 kills made him more confident, and he finally came out of his little bunker, where he had been just pumping out troops until now.
That's then been replaced.
here,
Oh
boss.
god.
Oh, they're out.
Was
They're
an
outside. They're outside.
You're outside? Yes!
Oh
come
my
here!
goodness.
Yes! Perfect! Perfect! Yes! Okay, nice.
Oh no,
Nice.
lads.
Come.
Lads.
Lads, come out! Yes, come here. Boy, you want to kick? Yes! They're falling! Yes, come here! Come
No!
here! Yes!
Swept up in the tide!
Yes.
No!
Come here!
Luring his army into the trench was the best way we had to weaken him.
Get him, boys! Get him!
Oh, I think I got.
Goddamn bastard. You can't keep getting away.
Hey, boy.
But when it did work, it was quite the sight to behold. Understandably, Varus grew increasingly annoyed
You think I wouldn't spot that in my own base?
at me dancing in front of his nose, not fighting him, but still killing droves upon droves of his soldiers. And he finally cracked and foolishly left the safety of his castle.
No soldiers?
Let's end this, boy. Let this be the end.
Please crit.
Yeah, no, there.
If you like the video, you might also enjoy my 100 Days as a General series, or the time I opened a server just like this.